Welcome. My name is Dr. Brooks Doherty. I'm the Assistant Vice President of Academic Innovation at Rasmussen University, and I'll be serving as your Master of Ceremonies today. Before we begin, we present our national anthem. I want to welcome you once again to our virtual graduation celebration. As we are all aware, across the world, COVID-19 has forced more than 1 billion students out of school. For hundreds of thousands of graduates like you, the unfortunate realization that in-person graduation had to be canceled must have been disheartening. We at Rasmussen University truly understand how important this day is to you. The ceremony will serve as a celebration, bringing together Rasmussen University graduates, their family, friends, along with faculty and staff to honor you, the graduating classes of 2020 and 2021. The ceremony will feature a few remarks by the interim president of Rasmussen University, Dr. Ann Leah. Your campus has chosen a student speaker who will also be featured. And additionally, we are thrilled to have Gloria Perez, the president and chief executive officer of the Women's Foundation of Minnesota, as our keynote speaker, featuring her insights on a new day, a future full of hope. Finally, and most importantly to you as a graduate, the opportunity to celebrate you through a virtual procession. The conferring of degrees will follow immediately with the turning of the tassels. It will truly be an unprecedented and exciting graduation experience. On behalf of the entire faculty, staff, and Rasmussen University leadership, we would like to thank each of you for joining us. Once again, I am proud to welcome you, the graduating classes of 20 and 2021, to Rasmussen University's virtual commencement ceremony. This event serves as the culmination of the hard work and effort each graduate put in to earn their degree at Rasmussen University. The community has come together to celebrate each graduate's impressive accomplishments and your bright futures ahead. Without question, these graduates will be a permanent part of Rasmussen University's history and join over 100,000 graduates throughout our 121 years of excellence. For some graduates, this is your first time attending college. For others, you set out to complete what you once started but had yet to finish. And for many of our master's degree graduates, this has been a personal goal for many, many years. Many overcame significant obstacles. You had to balance responsibilities at home, at work, with families, expectations in your career, and yet you found a way and succeeded. By being part of this celebration today, you set the example that through hard work, determination, a support system, any person can achieve their goals. At Rasmussen University, we understand that without the love and support of graduates, friends, and families, your journey may not have been achieved. Graduates, we hope you take a moment to recognize and thank those who have supported you along the way in your educational journey. At Rasmussen University, we are especially honored to support many active military members and veterans as you work toward accomplishing your education and career goals. We would like to thank all of our graduates who are members of active military or veterans for your service to our country. Thank you very much. And finally, our faculty at Rasmussen University. These individuals are responsible for educating and changing lives every day, rain or shine. They take the success of our graduates and our students as a personal responsibility, and I am privileged to work with them every day. Thank you to our faculty at Rasmussen University. And now I would like to introduce the interim president of Rasmussen University, Dr. Ann Leah. She will be sharing a few comments and will introduce today's keynote speaker. Please welcome Dr. Ann Leah.
Thank you, Dr. Doherty, and congratulations to all of our graduates. I am so very proud of you. You set a goal and have now reached the finish line. This new degree is both a personal and a professional accomplishment. What you have earned cannot be taken away. This is a big moment for you. Many of our graduates decided to purchase caps and gowns, even though they weren't walking across the stage, as a symbol of their accomplishment. Within their cap and gown package, there was a green stole, which symbolizes a Rasmussen tradition, and it's called a stole of gratitude. It's a tradition that at the end of our commencement ceremony, each graduate may place that stole around the neck of someone who provided encouragement or support through your academic journey. This stole of gratitude represents lasting appreciation and sincere gratitude towards the recipient for supporting them through their academic accomplishment. Even though we're not celebrating in person today, we encourage you to keep this time-honored tradition. Or if you have not purchased a graduation gown, please do take the time to thank that special person who guided you in the process. These are not normal times. You have had to adjust and cope with much adversity as you navigated through your coursework. Working from home, possibly switching to online classes with children or family, friends, relatives at home with you. All of these make your accomplishment even more commendable. You should be so very proud of yourselves. You forged ahead and succeeded. Currently, as the COVID vaccine is becoming more available, we are seeing glimmers that a new sense of normal is just around the corner. Keep up the hope. We are almost there. We are honored to have Gloria Perez as our keynote speaker for this event. Ms. Perez is the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Women's Foundation of Minnesota, where she leads the first statewide women's foundation in the country. The Women's Foundation of Minnesota has distributed more than $31 million through community investments. They also conduct ongoing research on the status of women and girls in Minnesota, advocate for public policy that results in greater economic security and safety for women and their families, and invest in organizations and leaders to build and achieve gender and racial equity. Ms. Perez became one of the country's leading experts in two-generation strategies to reduce poverty as the CEO and president of the Jeremiah Program, a national nonprofit whose proven holistic approach transforms families from poverty to prosperity 2 generations at a time. She has over 25 years of experience across sectors, ranging from small businesses, for-profit corporations, to nonprofit human service organizations. As an Ascend Fellow at the Aspen Institute, Ms. Perez is working with other national leaders to drive innovative ideas and proven strategies to help families achieve educational success and economic security. She serves on the board of directors for the Hazelton Betty Ford Foundation, the Cerisi Walburn Foundation, and the St. Paul and Minnesota Foundation. Please welcome me. We are so happy to have Gloria Perez here as our keynote.
Thank you, President Leah. Trustees, friends, family, and graduating class of 2021, I am honored to celebrate your graduation from Rasmussen University. 600 scholars across 23 campuses from around the country. How wonderful to have you all sharing in this virtual commencement. Congratulations. Of course, I was holding out hope that in-person celebrations would be happening by now, but here we are in the comfort and safety of our respective homes. Regardless of how we do it, reflecting on your collective accomplishments is well-deserved and inspiring. Now, what an extraordinary year this past year has been. In this last year, I have felt like I was in the middle of a mix between Groundhog Day and a movie about the apocalypse. Does that ring true for any of you? None of us could have predicted this would be the year for heightened awareness about systemic inequities and a call for cultural transformation across the country. From the onset of the pandemic to the deaths of Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and George Floyd, and the increase in hate crimes across the world, we are at a global crossroads. This is a defining moment for us as a human race. In this extended period of social isolation and reckoning with injustice, I draw strength from the words of Maya Angelou. In the midst of adversity, she said, "Still I rise." Graduation from college is also a defining moment. It represents a new day for you. It is a time for you to boldly step into your careers and claim the knowledge that you have gained as a college graduate. This is the time to own your value. It takes courage to step up and claim your space in the world. We are taught to be humble and unassuming. But this is a new day. Something different is needed. Society is designed to maintain the status quo. And historically, society's status quo has benefited some to the exclusion of others. And in this defining moment, we are seeing the impact of those inequities. To achieve equity for all, we must engage our imagination and creativity and then redefine what it means to live in a country with liberty and justice for all. As you go into the world, I want you to claim your space, to share your unique gifts, talents, and your knowledge. This is what the world needs right now. The world needs a diversity of people with diverse lived experiences and creativity and innovative ideas. The world needs people with grit, determination, and a passion to live their best lives. Now, today, you join a long tradition of students who came to Rasmussen University with a diversity of experiences, identities, and passions. Many of you started at Rasmussen University years after graduating from high school. You know what it's like to juggle a multitude of responsibilities while pursuing your education. If you are a woman, during the pandemic, you have been juggling paid and unpaid work at home, and often you are at the center of your family's needs. This is not new for many of you. It is just amplified in this critical time. By graduating today, you are all demonstrating that you have the grit and determination to succeed. This past year was challenging, even for those of us with the privileges of safe housing, a supportive family, close friends, and secure finances. Even if you were already engaged in online education before the pandemic, staying the course in a rapidly changing environment with unpredictability, more unknowns and unknowns, has had to be a challenge. And yet, you rise. Your future is within reach, and all you need to do is have the courage to grab it. Now, first, take time to celebrate all that you have accomplished to get to this moment. Now is the time to thank all the people who have supported you in achieving this milestone, whether it's a professor, a mentor, a supervisor at work, a spouse, or a parent. None of us get through life without support from others, but don't let that diminish your hand in all that you've accomplished. Now is the time to celebrate the sacrifices, time, and energy you've invested in your achievement. You did this, you are graduating today. Now remember, you are worthy of all that you aspire to achieve. Second, in this time of global transformation, what the world needs from you is that you live your life with courage and compassion. In times of uncertainty, we look to people who speak with conviction about what we can or should be doing. We seek out experts to provide information about how to prepare and plan for what's next. These people instill confidence in others because of their demonstrated courage. Well, in this time of your transition as a college graduate, you are the expert in your life. You are in the best position to know what you need. You know that you are capable, and you know that this degree is the result of your hard work and your commitment to your future. Celebrate your contributions to your success. Whatever that voice inside your head is telling you about your dreams, listen to it. You can bring those dreams to fruition. As the CEO of a statewide community foundation in Minnesota, I drive investment and innovation for gender and racial equity. I recently had to respond to the unprecedented needs of women and communities of color across Minnesota who have been experiencing the disproportionate impact of COVID-19. I have been humbled by the generosity, compassion, and commitment of people who are willing to concede that the world, pre-COVID world, was not working for many of us. People have begun to question the systems that have benefited some at the expense of others. In this period of reckoning and innovation, all of our grit and compassion will be critical to the success across all of society. Whatever your passion is, I encourage you to draw on your courage and determination to learn, innovate, and take action, whether it's in nursing, health sciences, business, technology, design, education, or justice. All industries and all fields are having to grow, change, and innovate in order to remain viable for the future. Author Arundhati Roy once said, "Another world is not only possible, she is on her way. On a quiet day, I can hear her breathing." Now just listen for a moment. Do you hear her? Do you have that feeling of hope? As a child, I spent hours and hours daydreaming. What is it that people say, if I only knew then what I know now? I would daydream, literally, about the Mary Tyler Moore life, working in a Minneapolis newsroom, climbing the corporate ladder. If I got really wild with my thoughts, I would daydream about what it would be like to have superpowers, like Wonder Woman. I mean, who hasn't thought about having superpowers, right? Well, when it came time for me to go to college, I felt overwhelmed, inadequate, unprepared, anything but courageous. What I came to realize is that my superpower is courage. In the face of fear, I persist. I applied for college without much support. My mother expected my high school to help. My high school expected my mother to help. I built my muscles of courage by figuring out college on my own. It was up to me to listen to my inner voice about what I wanted to study, where I wanted to go to college. My inner voice was telling me it was time to break out on my own. Despite my fear and hesitation, I applied for college outside of Texas, and that is what brought me to Minnesota, where I live today. What I learned is that I needed to look for answers within myself. I needed to embrace my dreams, accept my insecurities, and understand that my natural gifts and abilities would provide insight to my future direction. Thankfully, my superpower has helped me press ahead into the unknown. With a big dose of courage, a lot of good luck, and the compassion and support of others, I eventually stumbled into my life's work to make the world a better place for women, children, and people of color. Now, if you only remember one thing from me today, please remember this: you are powerful beyond measure. Activist Marianne Williamson eloquently said, quote, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone," unquote. Marianne Williamson spoke of what you now know. Let your light shine, and you will let the world shine as well. When you unchain your fears, you will liberate your neighbor. And finally, as you build your career, feel confident because of all that you have endured to achieve this milestone. Each of you is the author of your life's story, and you have the power to create chapters that lie ahead. Your graduation today, coupled with your lived experiences and insights, are all you need to pursue your dreams. Now, I'm not so naive as to think you're going to walk right out of here and get any job on your first try, but I do believe you should have the confidence to strive for it. In working toward your ultimate goal, you will be building your muscles of courage. Be bold enough to ask for what you want and need, and if the world does not give you what you want, be courageous enough to listen and learn about what else you might do to achieve your goals. Let me close by reminding you that in your life story, you get to be awesome, amazing, and brilliant. Use this incredible moment to claim your space in the world, and do not be afraid of the work required to reach your goals. Just remember that every time you encounter a challenge, you can meet that challenge with the same grit, determination, and compassion that you invested in your education. You will persevere. Your experience is embodied in the words of Jeremiah the prophet. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. I have hope for your future. I have hope for our world. And I want to thank you and congratulate you once again. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Perez, for sharing your inspirational message today. And now, the student speaker from your campus would like to say a few words before the graduation procession.
I want to start off by saying congratulations. You've made it. You've made it through the sleepless nights of studying and typing papers. You've made it through sitting out of the parties and time with friends and family. You've made it through the beginning of your journey, and you should be proud. My time here at Rasmussen started in 2018, and it was a very long road to success. There were times where I didn't know if I was going to make it through. There were times where I wasn't sure if school was for me. You see, when I started at Rasmussen, I was a transfer student from Iowa Wesleyan University in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. The structure of our courses here at Rasmussen is extremely different than that of any other traditional institution, and I didn't understand. I came back to a job working 6 days a week, and I was neglecting my work. Because of how our credits worked here, I had to transfer into the associate's program, so I was slightly discouraged because I was already a year and a half into college. I didn't understand that we had 5.5 week to 6 week courses. I thought I had the full 11 weeks, so I wasn't participating or turning in weekly assignments. I didn't even get the easy points from, the live classrooms or the discussion posts. And I failed a class by 1%. So the beginning of my career at Rasmussen was already off to a rocky start. I was strongly considering withdrawing and taking time away from school. I had already lost my scholarship. Then, I was doing pretty well in classes. But at some point, when I was so close to finishing, I dropped the ball again, and I almost got kicked out of Rasmussen. My dreams of a degree would have been crushed. So I lost my scholarship for the second time, and I was going to get kicked out. So that was not a good look. I'm sure you can imagine how low my GPA had to have gotten in order for me to get kicked out. So graduation is postponed. I owe a lot of money, and I've lost my motivation. I felt overwhelmed. Maybe I should withdraw or drop out. Now fast forward to 2021. I am now graduating with my second degree from Rasmussen. 3 if you count the double major from the HROL program, with the 4.0, having graduated from the Rasmussen Leadership Academy, and almost halfway done with my master's. I may be 9 months behind my original graduating class, but I finished. So I want to urge you in life not to dwell so much on the goals that others are finishing around you. No matter how far behind you may feel, just know you are in the perfect timing for you. No matter what obstacles you think are in your way, how hard it may be, do not give up. Because those obstacles will push you to be stronger. You have been able to maintain and graduate, might I add, in the midst of a pandemic that has disrupted the entire world and how we live our everyday lives. Many of us have lost our jobs, myself included, didn't know how we're going to provide for our families, and still managed to complete our goals. See, all of the drive that you need, all of the ambition and ammunition that you need is embedded inside of you. You are on your own journey to greatness, and all of the greats, they jumped over hurdles and jumped through hoops. So if it's too easy, then it's not testing your greatness. You grow when you're uncomfortable. Stay uncomfortable. Stay driven. Stay the course. It does not matter how long it takes you to get there. Finish. To my future graduates, the road to success is long and hard, but you knew that. Know that changing your major is okay. Don't ever let anyone tell you that your path is not for you, because your vision is just that, yours. Know that it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to feel overwhelmed, and it's okay to slow down. But also know that the reward will set you up for a lifetime of opportunity. Lance Armstrong once said, "Pain is temporary. It will only last for a little while, but quitting is forever." Find your why. Find your reason to finish. If it's your kids, look at them every day and tell them you're doing this for a better life for them. If it's your parents, tell them you're doing it to make them proud. But don't forget to tell yourself that you're also doing it for you. Find your why. Weeping may tarry for the night, but joy comes in the morning. You can do it. Stay focused. Stay diligent. Stay encouraged. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So prove to yourself that you can. Prove yourself right. Your success and your life is yours to own. This is your dream, so dream it. To my support system at home and at Rasmussen, thank you. I could not have done it without you. To my advisor, Nick, thank you for answering all of my calls and emails that I flooded you with over the past year and a half. You are truly a blessing to have as an advisor. I could not stand here in front of you and forget who got me through most of my degree program and my life. To my former dean and my mom, Dr. Fisher. Though you are no longer a part of the Rasmussen family, you have most certainly made your mark and impact here forever. Thank you for being part of my support system through and through, both academically and personally. I hope I've made you proud in both the woman and student that I have grown and am growing to be. Thank you, Dr. Kahan, for stepping in as the new dean of the Bachelor Completer program and assisting me through the end of my program. You have truly been a great help. Thank you to the behind-the-scenes work of all of the course developers, IT, finance, and other staff that make Rasmussen a university worth remembering. Know that you have all had a special part in my experience here. To my instructors, Dr. L. O'Keefe and Dr. Sean Walcarty, thank you for your drive here at Rasmussen. You both have heavily impacted my experience here at Rasmussen. I would not have been able to excel the way that I have without you. So thank you for being the teacher that cares. To my loving fiance, thank you for staying up with me on my long nights and encouraging me even when I doubted myself. I appreciate you for cooking all of my meals and cleaning the house, and for being my rock and support throughout the entire process, my drill sergeant. I would have failed or given up without your discipline and motivation as my biggest cheerleader. Thank you for being my why. To my dad and my grandma, thank you both for your wisdom and humble advice. I appreciate all that you have gifted me with intellectually. To my brothers, I hope I've made you proud as your big sister. I hope that you know that dreams do come true, and you can do anything that you put your mind to, just as long as you put in the work. I hope that I have been the best role model that you could ever imagine, and know that your path is awaiting you and ready to take whatever direction you like. Know that in this game that we call life, you are the creator of your own destiny. The sky is limitless. For the class of 2021, I am proud of you. You've made it. You have shown in the midst of chaos that no is not an answer. Failure is not an option. You will win. For the classes to come, your chariot awaits. Thank you, Rasmussen, for all you have done for me. It's been truly a blessing.
Graduates, now is the time the next phase of your life begins. As you see your name presented, reflect on all your hard work and dedication over the years that has led you to this success. Keep in mind, this is not the end of your road, but the beginning. There may be more degrees in your future, and certainly there will be lifelong learning, inquiry, and exploration. Today's graduates across Rasmussen University campuses will be receiving either a master's degree, a Bachelor of Science degree, an Associate of Science degree, a diploma, or a certificate. Congratulations once again to all of these outstanding graduates. We are extremely proud of you.
Imad Abdulillah, Bachelor of Science, Computer Science, summa cum laude. Amy Aber, Associate of Applied Science, Early Childhood Education. Amy M. Adamy, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Leadership. Grace Adamodi, Associate of Science, Criminal Justice with Honors. Jennifer N. Alex, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Leadership. Angelica M. Aliaga, Certificate, Early Childhood Education. Sally Al-Kayali, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Leadership, summa cum laude. Daisha Anderson, Associate of Applied Science, Health Information Technician, with Honors. Brittany Anderson, Certificate, Pharmacy Technician. Catherine R. Arman, Associate of Science, Paralegal, Military Affiliation. Melissa J. Batchelor, Bachelor of Science, Human Services, summa cum laude. Kriti Daniel, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Leadership, cum laude. Heather Barnes, Bachelor of Science, Cybersecurity, cum laude. Crystal A. Barton, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education. Richard Ballman, Bachelor of Science, Business Management, cum laude. Nicoletta K. Bozalova, Associate of Science, Paralegal, with Honors. Anna M. Buitrago, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education, with Honors. Amanda J. Burr, Associate of Applied Science, Medical Administrative Assistant, with Honors. Juanita Bynum, Bachelor of Science, Human Services, summa cum laude. Jennifer Calvin, Associate of Applied Science, Early Childhood Education. Mario Camarillo, Associate of Science, Graphic Design, with Honors. Jasmine Canavan, Associate of Applied Science, Business Management, with honors. Kimberly Cartwright, Associate of Science, Health Information Technician, with honors. Brittany Clack, Associate of Science, Business Management. Andrea Clark, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Leadership. Tashara M. Conaway, Associate of Science, Health Information Technician. Gretchen K. Cook, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Leadership, summa cum laude. Michelle A. Cote, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Leadership, summa cum laude. Donna Cavelli, Associate of Science, Health Information Technician, with honors. Jasmine Kraft, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education. David Edward H. Craw, Bachelor of Science, Health Care Management, cum laude. Danielle Crosby, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Leadership. Shauna Davis, Associate of Science, Human Services. Jamie Delahaz, Bachelor of Science, Computer Science, with honors. Samantha R. Dibley, Bachelor of Science, Accounting, summa cum laude. Leslie B. Dominguez, Certificate, Paralegal, with honors. Brittany S. Edwards, Associate of Science, Paralegal. Erin E. Erickson, Bachelor of Science, Nursing, cum laude. Stephanie J. Board, Associate of Science, Health Information Technician, with honors. Natasha Fountain, Bachelor of Science, Human Resources and Organizational Leadership, cum laude. Kenya Foxworth, Bachelor of Science, Health Information Management, summa cum laude. Elizabeth B. Gaffney, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Leadership. Kathleen Gallagher, Bachelor of Science, Healthcare Management, summa cum laude. Crystal Gasner, Bachelor of Science, Business Management, summa cum laude. Corey Grant, Associate of Science, Information Technology Management, with honors. Latasha Gray, Certificate, Accounting, with honors. Mary Green, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education. Haley Grodwald, Associate of Science, Health Information Technician. Amanda R. Groff, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Leadership, cum laude. Daisy M. Gutierrez, Associate of Science, Graphic Design, with honors. Carlotta Hall, Certificate, Medical Billing and Coding, with honors. Jessica Hayes, Associate of Science, Business Management. Karina Higgins, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education. Lorraine Humphreys, Associate of Science, Business Management, with honors. Jocelyn Jackson, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Leadership, summa cum laude. Kelly Jardaleza, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Leadership, cum laude. Ambrana Jeffries, Certificate, Pharmacy Technician. Susan M. Jones, Bachelor of Science, Business Management, summa cum laude. Eric Kaler, Bachelor of Science, Business Management, summa cum laude, military affiliation. Elizabeth Cattleman, Bachelor of Science, Nursing, summa cum laude. Ebony N. Kemp, Certificate, Medical Administrative Assistant. Jessica L. Kennedy, Associate of Science, Business Management, with honors. Alexis D. Canat, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education, with honors. Margaret R. Niebler, Certificate, Medical Billing and Coding, with honors. Megan E. Koch, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Leadership, summa cum laude. Hannah Lake, Associate of Science, Health Information Technician. Crystal Leak, Associate of Science, Human Services, with honors. Karen Lee, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education, with honors. Nancy Leon, Certificate, Early Childhood Education. Lakia Lewis, Certificate, Medical Billing and Coding, with honors. Harold A. Lewis III, Bachelor of Science, Graphic Design. Jessica Lopez, Associate of Science, Paralegal. Brianna N. Luckett, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Leadership. Kuok Lee, Bachelor of Science, Marketing, cum laude, military affiliation. Denise Martinez, Associate of Science, Human Services. Daniel Malden, Associate of Applied Science, Business Management. Alyssa McLean, Bachelor of Science, Human Services. Jolinda McDonald, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education. Vicki McDonald, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Leadership, summa cum laude. Kelly McKeon, Bachelor of Science, Graphic Design, summa cum laude. Corrine McLean, Bachelor of Science, Healthcare Management. Cindy Meggett, Certificate, Early Childhood Education, with Honors. Heather M. Milby, Certificate, Medical Administrative Assistant, with Honors. Amanda Mormon, Associate of Applied Science, Early Childhood Education, with Honors. Joan Mokaya, Bachelor of Science, Nursing. Mariana Moncada, Bachelor of Science, Graphic Design, summa cum laude. Amy L. Mortis, Certificate, Healthcare, with Honors. Byron Morecastle, Bachelor of Science, Cybersecurity, magna cum laude, military affiliation. Amanda C. Morris, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Leadership, summa cum laude. Juliana Muthi, Bachelor of Science, Nursing. Yo Paporn Nakbuha, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education, with Honors. Passias Nance, Certificate, Accounting. Rebecca J. Nagon, Bachelor of Science, Accounting, magna cum laude. Sabrina Oldani, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education. Teresa K. Osimo, Bachelor of Science, Nursing, cum laude. Alexis Ostru Lanigan, Associate of Applied Science, Accounting, with Honors. Savan Paul, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education, with Honors. Brandy Penule, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Leadership, summa cum laude. Angeline Peters, Associate of Science, Human Services. Sindel R. Poff, Bachelor of Science, Marketing. Carlinda Poindexter, Bachelor of Science, Health and Wellness. Stephanie Pruitt, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education, with Honors. Norma Quintana, Associate of Science, Health Information Technician, with Honors. Ernest Ravenel, Associate of Science, Software Application Development. Snowbird M. Ratzel, Associate of Science, Healthcare. Shanika Randall, Certificate, Medical Billing and Coding, with honors. Ernest Ravenel, Associate of Science, Software Application Development, Military Affiliation. Karen D. Reddish, Associate of Science, Health Information Technician, with honors. Ashley N. Reed, Certificate, Early Childhood Education. Angela Renee, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Leadership, magna cum laude. Lynette Rivera, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Leadership. Alicia S. Roberts, Associate of Science, Pharmacy Technician, with honors. Danielle D. Rocha, Associate of Applied Science, Business Management. Rose S. Rogero, Bachelor of Science, Health and Wellness, summa cum laude. Valeria Y. Romanova, Associate of Science, Business Management, with honors. Eric Ross, Associate of Applied Science, Business Management, with honors. Jennifer S. Salem, Associate of Science, Health Information Technician, with honors. Rosemarie Samaru, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Leadership, summa cum laude. Vaifanguloha Sao, Certificate, Accounting. Tiffany N. Schulte, Bachelor of Science, Human Services. Valencia Sherman, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education, with honors. Stacy M. Simmons, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Leadership, summa cum laude. Allison M. Simon, Bachelor of Science, Human Services, summa cum laude. Jasmine Simons, Associate of Science, Paralegal. Chelsea N. Singleton, Associate of Science, Paralegal. Lisa Sisler, Bachelor of Science, Healthcare Management, summa cum laude. Amanda Slukaitis, Bachelor of Science, Accounting. Amanda Smith, Certificate, Early Childhood Education. Heather R. Smith, Associate of Science, Health Information Technician. Patrick P. Smith, Bachelor of Science, Cybersecurity. Kelly Smith Hudson, Certificate, Paralegal, with honors. Amanda N. Smith, Bachelor of Science, Human Resources and Organizational Leadership, summa cum laude. Megan Soli, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Leadership, summa cum laude. Lisa M. Squatrito, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Leadership, summa cum laude. Ashley L. Squires, Associate of Science, Business Management, with honors. Adrian N. Stanley, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education, with honors. Jennifer M. Stansberry, Certificate, Medical Administrative Assistant, with honors. Erica D. Stevens, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Leadership, summa cum laude. Samantha Sukalski, Associate of Applied Science, Accounting. Diamond C. Surrency, Associate of Science, Marketing, with honors. Michelle Sazeki, Certificate, Medical Administrative Assistant, with honors. Aracelis Tejada, Associate of Science, Health Information Technician. Tierra Thomas, Certificate, Healthcare. Katrina Tiemann, Associate of Science, Business Management. Lisa Toller, Certificate, Medical Billing and Coding. Jocelyn Turner, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education. Nelda Urbina, Bachelor of Science, Business Management, summa cum laude. Desiree Valley, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education. Adrian Vasquez, Associate of Science, Information Technology Management. Laura Whidden, Bachelor of Science, Health and Wellness, summa cum laude. Krishanda Williams, Associate of Science, Health Information Technician, with honors. Jordan Wimbush Minifield, Associate of Science, Paralegal, with honors. Deantra L. Wright, Certificate, Medical Administrative Assistant. Chelsea N. Young, Bachelor of Science, Criminal Justice, cum laude. Chameka I. Young, Associate of Science, Pharmacy Technician. Maria Nanette Ziradelli Martia, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Leadership.
Kateri Acterberg, Associate of Science, Professional Nursing. Rachel Adcock, Certificate, Paralegal. Joy Adafi, Bachelor of Science, Human Resources and Organizational Leadership, cum laude. Dallas Atkins, Bachelor of Science, Healthcare Management, summa cum laude. Clarissa Almanza, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education. Jennifer Allred, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education, with honors. Jennifer Anderson, Bachelor of Science, Business Management. Debbie Angelis, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education, with honors. Nancy Arala, Bachelor of Science, Accounting, cum laude. Tracy Ann Ashmead, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education. Tracy Austin, Certificate, Medical Billing and Coding. Tahi Austin, Certificate, Business. Wilda Baker, Associate of Science, Health Information Technician. Marisha Banks, Associate of Science, Business Management, with honors. Nicole Beigel, Bachelor of Science, Nursing, cum laude. Courtney Benedict, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education, with honors. Kendall Bergen, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, summa cum laude. Amanda Borneman, Bachelor of Science, Nursing, summa cum laude. Latoya Brown, Certificate, Medical Billing and Coding. Azra Bunas, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, summa cum laude. Kim Canterman, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, summa cum laude. Desiree Carter, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education, with honors. Skylar Chavez Clark, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education. Casey Carter, Bachelor of Science, Health and Wellness, with honors. Margaret Clark, Associate of Science, Health Information Technician, with honors. Juanita Cleveland, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, summa cum laude. Carlos Condi, Associate of Science, Graphic Design, with honors. Laura Coney, Associate of Applied Science, Professional Nursing. Brianna Coupland, Certificate, Early Childhood Education, with honors. Penny Kufi, Certificate, Healthcare. Brianna Curran, Associate of Applied Science, Health Information Technician. Carol Curry, Bachelor of Science, Human Services. Rachel DiCarlo, Master of Science, Graduate Human Resources Management. Tamding Dolma, Bachelor of Science Nursing, summa cum laude. Rose DeSuer, Bachelor of Science, Healthcare Management. Dorothy Duarte, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education, with honors. Angelica Dusan, Associate of Science, Accounting. Sherelle Etchinson, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education. Jackie Farmer, Bachelor of Science, Health and Wellness, summa cum laude. Nyla Fisher, Bachelor of Science, Human Resources and Organizational Leadership, summa cum laude. Christine Flood, Associate of Science, Accounting. Amanda Foss, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, summa cum laude. Kenya Foxworth, Bachelor of Science, Health Information Management, summa cum laude. Cassie Gauss, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education. Whitney Gibson, Bachelor of Science, Healthcare Management. Jessamine Grace, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education. Ryan Grafe, Bachelor of Science, Accounting. Jessica Guerra, Associate of Science, Human Services with Honors. Tiffany Gutierrez, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education. Tasha Harris, Associate of Science, Business Management. Meredith Heine, Associate of Applied Science, Early Childhood Education with Honors. Carina Hernandez Perdomo, Bachelor of Science, Criminal Justice. Donquita Hightower, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education. Santaki Holcomb, Associate of Science, Healthcare. Rebecca Hublin, Associate of Science, Marketing with Honors. Samantha Huff, Certificate, Healthcare. Jesse Jack, Bachelor of Science, Healthcare Management. Jocelyn Jackson, Associate of Science, Health Information Technician. Sarah Johnson, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education with Honors. Brittany Jones, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education with Honors. Kimberly Karg, Master of Science, Graduate Human Resources Management. Tarisha Kennedy, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education. Stacy Coe, Bachelor of Science, Healthcare Management. Sherwan Kindle, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education. Heather Kensmo, Bachelor of Science, Human Services. Kay Knight, Associate of Science, Health Information Technician. Anne Cravault, Associate of Science, Software Application Development. Romaine Lebenet, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education with Honors. Mackenzie Langer, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education with Honors. Latrice Laurent, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, summa cum laude. Ashley Lee, Bachelor of Science, Criminal Justice, magna cum laude. Takesha Lee, Certificate, Business. Ashley Lobina, Bachelor of Science, Business Management, cum laude. Jessica Lynch, Associate of Science, Human Services. Heidi Mackey, Associate of Science, Human Services. Jennifer McCrary, Associate of Science, Health Information Technician with Honors. Colleen McGee, Associate of Science, Graphic Design with Honors. Maria Mendotez Gillen, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, summa cum laude. Andrew Midby, Certificate, Law Enforcement. Shanti Middlebrooks, Certificate, Healthcare. Chris A. Miller, Associate of Science, Criminal Justice. Christian Manow, Bachelor of Science, Supply Chain. Sarah Mitchell, Bachelor of Science, Human Resources and Organizational Leadership. Isle Montesanos, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education. Yvette Munoz, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education. Amy Musselman, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, summa cum laude. Courtney Nalepa, Associate of Science, Health Information Technician with honors. Julie Nasser, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education. Christine Narocho, Bachelor of Science, Nursing, cum laude. Valerie Nussel, Associate of Science, Health Information Technician with honors. Samantha Ostertag, Associate of Applied Science, Paralegal with honors. Benjamin Parker, Bachelor of Science, Computer Science. Ahaban Patel, Associate of Science, Professional Nursing with honors. Kampong Pompanse, Bachelor of Science, Computer Science. Julia Pina, Associate of Applied Science, Health Sciences with honors. Marique Pareto, Associate of Science, Paralegal. Leah Randall, Certificate, Medical Billing and Coding. Shanika Randall, Certificate, Medical Billing and Coding with honors. Jelana Ratliff, Associate of Science, Healthcare. Elizabeth Reed, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, summa cum laude. Brittany Rivera, Associate of Science, Health Information Technician. Shakira Robinson, Bachelor of Science, Criminal Justice, summa cum laude. Jasmine Rogers, Certificate, Medical Billing and Coding. Chad Ryan, Bachelor of Science, Finance. Rebecca Saul, Associate of Applied Science, Business Management with honors. Catherine Saldana, Associate of Applied Science, Business Management. Brianna Savoy, Associate of Science, Human Services. Richard Servo, Bachelor of Science, Information Technology Management. Shaylin Schill, Bachelor of Science, Human Resources and Organizational Leadership, summa cum laude. Tantalia Searcy, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education. Jennifer Sherwood, Bachelor of Science, Data Analytics, cum laude. Mariah Simonson, Associate of Science, Human Services with honors. Tanisha Sims, Associate of Applied Science, Health Sciences. Brittany Singletary, Associate of Science, Healthcare with honors. Abigail Slayton, Associate of Science, Business Management. Rachel Smith, Certificate, Healthcare. Latanya Stafford, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education. Michael Stoltz, Associate of Science, Information Technology Management with honors. Kristen Stone, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education. Ashley Stoneful, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education. Dorothy Stumpf, Bachelor of Science, Accounting. Angela Sullivan, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education. Sarah Sunderman Kirby, Associate of Science, Marketing with honors. Courtney Sutherland, Bachelor of Science, Nursing, magna cum laude. Leanne Swerzik, Associate of Science, Human Services with honors. Jada Swift, Associate of Applied Science, Health Information Technician. Ashley Tebow, Associate of Applied Science, Business Management with honors. Kelsey Terrell, Bachelor of Science, Accounting, summa cum laude. Jamie Thomas, Certificate, Early Childhood Education with honors. Sarah Timmons, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education with honors. Shawana Timmons, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education. Indira Tiwari, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education. Justice Turpin, Bachelor of Science, Human Services. Nakia Tutwiler, Certificate, Healthcare. Julie Olberg, Bachelor of Science, Data Analytics, summa cum laude. Jalen Umana, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education. Sabrina Vanlu, Associate of Science, Healthcare. Miriam Voigt, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, summa cum laude. Crystal Walker, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education, with honors. Faiza Waris, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, summa cum laude. Tammy Warren, Bachelor of Science, Criminal Justice. Danielle Watson, Certificate, Healthcare, with honors. Carrie Watts, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education, with honors. Kelsey Wentland, Associate of Applied Science, Accounting. Carol White, Associate of Science, Early Childhood Education, with honors. Tamal Wilson, Associate of Science, Human Services. Angela Wilson Doe, Bachelor of Science, Nursing. Penny Winkowski, Bachelor of Science, Human Services, summa cum laude. Janetta Woltz, Associate of Science, Business Management, with honor.
Sasha Anderson, Master of Human Resources Management. Cassidy Carpenter, Master of Human Resources Management. Siobhan R. Charles, Master of Nursing, Nursing Education. Tyler C. Dean, Master of Healthcare Administration. Rachel DeCarlo, Master of Human Resources Management. Michelle A. Distler, Master of Nursing, Nursing Education, with distinction. Khadija Judge Oke, Master of Healthcare Administration. Ellie J. Guy, Master of Nursing, Nursing Education, with distinction. Kimberly Karg, Master of Human Resources Management. Stephanie Madrigal, Master of Healthcare Administration. Lydia Rose, Master of Human Resources Management. Natalie Teixeira, Master of Human Resources Management.
And now the moment has arrived. All of our graduates, please stand for the conferring of your degree. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Rasmussen University, I hereby confer upon you the degree for which you have qualified, along with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining hereto. Undergraduates, it is now time to move your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left. Each and every one of you should be very proud of your accomplishments and achievements. We wish you all much success in life and rewarding careers. On behalf of the entire Rasmussen University community, congratulations to all of you.